guys, it's January 25th, 2023, and I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and we are about to start our Be Mine Stitch Along. So I have a lot of stuff to show you that goes along with that. I also have a lot of framed finishes and just a ton of stuff. So this will probably be a long live stream, but that's okay. I'm going to try to pack in all the details on everything I'm doing. So that y'all don't have any like questions on fabric or anything. So I am going to try to cover like every little detail, and we're going to have a giveaway at the end. So we're going to just jump right in, and we have a brand new pattern called Sweetheart Ornaments. So over the summer we released cookie cutters, and that was really popular, and as I was stitching it I was kind of addicted to it. And they were Christmas ornaments, and I thought, you know, we should do this for another holiday. So there are 12 designs, and you can see how big the printing is. You can buy this in a full color booklet, or you can buy it as a PDF. So we have now changed to where anything that is an It's So Emma brand, you can now buy paper and PDF at the same time. That's something that's been requested for a long time, and we finally just decided to change that. So now you can buy it as a PDF. So really cute. There's 12 designs. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Each of these are individual ornaments. I'm just going to put this one here just so you can see that it's individual. This is just a finishing idea that we had. So there are 12 ornaments. Obviously, they are all love themed. And because we did the other Christmas cookie cutter on barley, I didn't think that would look good for Valentine's. So we picked Pebble. And I haven't stitched on Pebble in a while. And we're stitching on 25 count. The reason we're stitching on 25 count is that size design fits our Tart 10 perfectly. So 14 count, it would be a little big and you wouldn't have that really nice circle. So we're recommending 25 count, whatever color you do. And these are the 2.64 sticky circles, and we have a video. And what's great is in the pattern, when you open it up, we have a barcode, and that barcode, you just go right there. It shows you exactly how Denise finished all of these. So we have the Pebble, and you'll need 2 packages of this. So if you do this, you do need 2 packages. Denise cut all of mine into 9-inch squares. You could go a little bit smaller, but I like to have enough to hold on to when I'm stitching. I don't want it to be too small. So you can see how much bigger that is. Now, of course, you could do smaller, but you do have to have room to turn under. And when I'm stitching, I prefer to have enough. I like to have something to hold on to. So we went with 9-inch squares. You could go with smaller. You can do whatever you think will work for you. And Denise stitched all of these. And I'm going to be stitching them in part of Be Mine. I'm going to get 2 packages of this. You need 2 Tart 10 ornaments. And you need 2 of the mounting boards in the 2.64 inch size. And then when Denise finished the ribbon, she cut them into 18 inches long, and so she used 1.5 of the 3/4 inch red gingham ribbon by Priscilla. 16 count would work, but it might be a little small. It might be a little, I mean, it's gonna work on any size, but for the Tart 10, I just can only guarantee the 25 count will look good because we've only stitched on that. Let's see, and then we do have the thread pack, and of course it's the typical Kimberly colors, you know, reds, pinks, aquas, you know, really tealy. And so we have the thread pack, the pattern in paper and PDF. And just know that if you are going to finish it the way we did, you do need 2 packages of each, because that's what we used. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the finishing. So the first thing is, we found this, Denise found this at Hobby Lobby, and it's called SKU number 2075547 from Hobby Lobby. And it has these like clothespins, So she just clipped them off. I mean, she just literally cut them off, and you can pull this part off if you want. It'll just come right off. You don't have to. So, because you're going to cover it up. So you just cut those off. And then you could even like cut this off. And this could be something that you use as decoration, you know, put them in a bowl or something. You don't have to get rid of them. And let's see how much it was. $29.99, Hobby Lobby. So when she finished it, she just cut those off. And then I'm going to kind of put it like this so you can kind of see everything. So these, the tart tins already have this, which is perfect because it matches this. So you can see how she just cut it off, but it was not perfect because it matches this. So she skipped 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just hung it there, and then every 3. And I'm going to kind of show you each of them in detail. So you skip 5, and then you start skipping 3, and it'll be completely even. And on this one, I'm going to be doing 3 a week. So like I'll probably go and order the book, and then I'll have all 12 done at the end. The stitch count on these is 28 by 28, and they finish about 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 on the 25 count. And they're so cute. I think that these came out really good, and Brittany designed all of these. And I am going to stitch exactly like it's called for. I'm not going to make any changes or anything. Really cute. And so we started with the cookie cutters. We've done Valentine's Day, and I'm sure we're going to do July 4th. I'm sure we're going to do lots of holidays. So if you have anything that you're looking for to decorate, let us know. We kind of like the simplicity of it. To me, it's simple to finish, it's simple to stitch, and it's just really cute. You could just do, if you wanted to not put it on this garland, you could put it on a tree, or you could just take like a non-ball garland, and then you could like like if you had like a big ribbon, you could staple it to a ribbon. You can always cut this off if you don't want that, and they could just lay flat in a bowl. There's so many options for this. Okay, so Laura B says, I'm confused. How would 14 count not be smaller than 25 count over 2? It would be smaller, but I just think it'll be like too much of a, I just think it'll be too, okay, so let me say this better. I think 25 count fits this perfectly. We actually designed all of this together knowing that it would fit perfectly. You can definitely do 14 count. I'm just saying I can't promise you what it will look like because I haven't done it. So you can definitely do it, but I just think this looks the best. So that's all I'm trying to say. Sandy asked, will you carry more with thy needle and thread plum pudding ones with the mice? We ordered it and she didn't ship it, so I would probably buy it somewhere else. We do try to reorder, but we don't get our orders filled sometimes. You can leave the clothespins and change out your garland each season. Yes, except there's not exactly 12. There's not 12, so that's why. Yeah. So this is our first one. And I'm going to just show them to you without the, then you can see them all together without this big old thing. Sorry, Denise is going to kill me for taking this apart. But I just think it'll look good without, let's see. I just want y'all to be able to see them. Maybe this was a bad idea. Yeah, maybe this was a bad idea. Yeah, let's not do this. I'll just take this one off and that'll be good. We'll call it a day. That's good. Okay, just so you can kind of see how cute they look. So cute. Love it. This is like one of my favorite cross stitch things we've ever done is like the tart tins, the sticky circles, and I love that in the inside of the pattern we put the video link so that you can, and if I can finish something, I know you guys can, because I'm not the best at that. So that one is Sweetheart Ornaments. Now we're going to move to our second series. I have been teasing this for quite a while. This also released this week. It's called Be Mine Simply Signs. And this one, we're going to have every other month a new pattern. So there are 6 total. And thank you so much to Priscilla Blaine who finished this one for us. Each of these, now this is something totally different we've never done before. So it's going to be a paper and a PDF pattern at the same time. So we've never done that before. It is going to be seasonally, so we, that is the same. But each time we have worked with Fabric Flair to do a custom color for every one of these. So this one is called Kimberly's Pink, or Kimberly's Light Pink. And the fabric is slightly bigger. It's 18 inches by 30 inches. So that's bigger than normal Fabric Flair, and that's so that it can fit the design. And this is meant to be like a big, bold design. I'd love for you guys to guess what the next 5 are. Now, of course, we have 6 designed for this year. If it's popular, we can keep going. If it's not popular, we'll go in a different direction, which is kind of what we always do every year. You're going to see this Kimberly's Light Pink show up again. But thank you so much to Fabric Flair. We went through so many swatches to get everything perfect. And this is meant to be a simple stitch. We made it very affordable by just doing straight DMC. So DMC, it comes with your floss bitties. And the hardest part of this is probably going to be the border. And this one, I divided up into 3 sections. So the easiest way to divide that up, I get that question a lot. I will just take the length, which is 263, divided by 4, and that comes out to about 59. So I just need to stitch at least 59, 59, 50. So of course I'll guess. So that's how I'm going to divide mine up. And each design will not be exactly the same size. They will be roughly, some will be longer, some will be shorter. They will be about the same width. This one is 5 3/8 by 17 on 14 count Aida. Now on this Kimberly's Light Pink, we only had it printed in 14 count. We want to see how well it does before we start adding other counts. And it is a big investment to print as many of these, so we really could only, you know, we're business, so we have to budget. I think sometimes people forget that, so we have to budget for the 14 count. If it sells good and we get requests, we can think about adding others, but we needed to be able to get enough 14 count in stock. And this one is not a club. This is just, we're gonna release it every other month. So this one is January's, and we will release again in March, May, July, September, and November. So my goal on this, like I said, is just gonna stitch. I'll start at the top and just go down, and I probably will, I'm not gonna do this whole border and then fill in because I do not trust counting all those stitches. So I'll probably like stitch this, stitch here, you know, I'm definitely not gonna do the whole border. I would never trust myself doing that. And you can see it looks white, but it is pink. And it really looks better than if we would have stitched that on just a plain white. And we did take a ton of time picking the thread and the fabric, so I'm really proud of this. So this is my second thing I'm going to be doing as part of Be Mine. And let's see, another thing I'm going to be stitching is Love Potion. And we talked about this one last week, and I am going to change my fabric. Cheryl stitched it on white 25 count Lugana. I'm going to stitch on 14 count pale gray gingham, and I'm going to stitch with Classic Colorworks, and I'm going to stitch, this one is a PDF only. It comes out in 4 sections on Fridays, and so I'm going to stitch the first. I'm going to stitch every Friday whatever comes out that day. This is a free PDF, completely free, only available at Fat Quarter Shop. And this one I am going to be stitching exactly like called for. So I am going to stitch on the slate gray 14 count by Fabric Flair. And this one uses DMC. I'm going to stitch this in 4 different, so I just put my DMC stickers on top of the floss bitties. And I always put an extra part out here just to be able to have something to grab from. And so this one I'm going to stitch in 4 sections. It's actually, when you print out the PDF, there are 4 pages of the pattern. So I'm going to just do it by page. The window frame is from Hobby Lobby, and on the back of the pattern is the SKU number. It is 5672431. So I'll put that back in here. And then here's my Be Mine. And on this one, like I said, I'm stitching exactly as called for with the pink. I am using this kaleidoscope. I've been using the same one over and over. So it only uses 4 colors. So I just put the colors of the DMC and put it on here, and then when I'm done, because I used this on a previous one, I just pull the stickers off and start over. So I've been using this one. It's probably going to start getting run down, but I've been using that over and over because it's just easier to, I like that it only has 6 holes. The next one is February Stackables, which we did show you last week. I'm going to do this exactly as called for. So I'm using the marbled white pine board 14 count, called for Classic Colorworks, and I'm going to divide it up in 3 parts, and I'll probably do part 1 like this, part 2, and then part 3. And the wood paddles should be in stock soon. They haven't arrived yet, but they will, and they're made locally. So, do I think Stackables would fit on that window frame? Well, we can try. We have it. We have both here. Do we have Stackables in here? Okay. Yeah, we'll try in a second and see. So, what's kind of cool this time is I'm not really changing a ton of stuff up. Now, of course, I am changing some things, but changing it up. Okay. So it'd be pretty small. Yeah, that's how it would look. Maybe stitch on like a 10 count or something and it would fill it. I don't know. There's a great question in the chat. How do I choose which cross stitch projects to work on? I stitch what I love, whatever I love. Month to month is part of my rotation I've been doing already, and I've been stitching the entire series on the pale gray gingham. I'm using called for Classic Colorworks. From this one, I actually pulled everything from my stash. I didn't even buy any thread for this one. This will be one day, the small one, and then the other will be divided up into 3 parts. So I'll probably start with the words so that I have a base to go from, and then finish from there. And this is a cute bag. It's an older bag from Dot Dot Goose. I'm going to show you a new one that she just sent me, but this one's from, like, I think 2 or 3 years ago. This is Sweetheart Street, part of the Let's Go Ride a Bike series. And this is the only one, I think it's ironic, it's the only one I'm stitching on chalkboard black, 14 count. I'm going to divide it in 4 parts. And then this right here is Presley, which is her golden doodle, I think. And I'm gonna, on her blog a few years ago, she did a little piggy for me. So I'm gonna put Piggy here instead of Presley. And just called for Classic Colorworks, just the, you know, typical. And oh, and then we got these, I think we're sold out, but we got these little charms, and this is Piggy, and so I put it on here. So cute. They have like all different dogs, and it's actually, we got it from a quilting distributor, and we got some, and then they started adding more dog breeds. So we're adding more and more dog breeds, but it's pretty cute. And Piggy is good. Oh my gosh, she's so good. And then thank you to the super chat, Valeria. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to show you the roundabouts. So these have come out this month, January of 2023. And I'm going to stitch all of these. So this is the one that came out today. And I don't remember the others. I think maybe this was the first one. I think it went like this. So I'm going to stitch all 4 of these. This is super cute. So I'm going to ask Priscilla where she got that so I can buy that. But these, I don't want to bug Priscilla and keep sending her stuff over and over. So I found these on Amazon. They're just like a Laura Ashley frame. And let's see what it is. What does it say? I can't read that. LauraAshley.com. But I bought it on Amazon. I will say it's not too expensive, but it's a little bit more expensive, but it's actually really nice. Like, it's not cheap. It's not plastic. It's like kind of more plastery. So I'm going to finish all of these, and then I'm going to try to buy that too. But then I can put all 4 together. And Ashley actually has the link to this in Amazon. And we did make sure it fit. And I'm stitching all of these on 14 count pale gray gingham because why not? I just love it. So, of course, pale gray gingham. So these are going to be one of the days, each one another day. And then to go along with Christmas City, she did Valentine's City, so Priscilla and Chelsea. So these will all be one day. And this one I'm going to stitch also on chalkboard, pale gray gingham. And I'm going to have her finish these on like blocks, just square wood blocks instead of the house. The information on the house is on the back. Paisley's and Polka Dot is where you can get the houses. And if you do one long piece, she gives you the information on the Hobby Lobby. So these are the first 3. I haven't seen the 4th one. So that's going to be on pale gray gingham. But part of this, in City Valentine 1, you get a bonus VA. This one you get an LE. This one you get an NT. And then you would get the IN in the 4th, and then the E you've already got. So what I thought would be really cute is if I took the Kimberly's light pink. Now I haven't figured out if I need 1 package or 2. I think I can get it in 1. I'm going to take the light pink 14 count, and these are the 2 called for colors for the letters. Do you guys, I'm going to take a poll. Do you like these, or should I change up I think this red might be a little harsh. I might go with Hollyberry. Might look better. But I'm thinking of doing individual letters, spell out Valentine, and then send that to Priscilla to finish. After I just said I should stop sending her a million things. That is not scheduled because I came up with that last weekend. So I have like 16 or 17 or 18 or 19. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done in February, but it will get all done because I keep adding things. Because that's the Kimberly way, right? So you'll have to let me know what you think. And these are pretty intense. I think these will take about 5 or 6 hours. I mean, this is like almost full coverage. But I am excited to be able to use the light pink for something else besides just the Be Mine. Now, last week I said I was going to start this, and I did. Okay. So this is the Carriage House Samplings Cottage House, what is it? Cottage Garden Threads. It came with it. So I took this, which is light taupe 28 count Lagana. It's the same color as what I used before. Sorry, it's wavy on the screen. I'm trying to make it not wavy. So it's a really good color, and I have a lot of things in this color, so that's great. And I started stitching, and this thread is too dark for my house, and so I just stopped. So what I'm gonna do is just start over. I can either pull the stitches out, or I can just start over. I think I'm just gonna start over. But I wanted to tell you the thread is beautiful. And it has, it has yellow in it. There's little specks of yellow, which is really cool. And it's cut shorter, so it starts at 18 inches, which is difficult for me because I use the loop method. So then I don't have very much to work with. But the color was just too dark. So I asked Denise to go through my blue books and look at what I made a couple years ago with the Heart and Hand Collector series. So I'm going to start over using Cherry Cobbler. I still am going to finish, and we made sure this matched enough to the button. But this is just too dark for me. So I kind of wanted to like not show you, but then I thought, no, I'll just show you. I don't want anybody to think I don't like it. It just doesn't fit my house. So I'm going to just change it up, and don't ever feel like you can't restart. So I'm going to restart that, and this is not scheduled because it's just going to somehow get done in February. Who knows what day. Oh, and then I have a finish. So when patterns, one of the questions we got was, how do I pick what I like? So if a pattern comes out and I like it, we kit it. We automatically find one of our bags and kit it. And I was going to stitch this last summer or spring, something like that. And I forgot about it. And I found it when we were cleaning up. And I was like, oh, let me just stitch it. So I stitched it. And so this is Flower Market Tier Tray Tidbit. It's a PDF. And it came out in March 2022. I stitched on 14 count chalkboard black, and I used called for colors. And the only thing that I ever really change when they have the trucks, I usually don't put the little windows because I can't ever get them to look right. So I'm going to send this one to Priscilla today. And then we have Cheryl's stuff. Sorry. This is Winter's Piece Sampler by Artful Offerings. It's a newer pattern that came out in late 2022. Now, I'm going to show you my last one and then Cheryl's, and you're going to see who can really stitch. So this is like beginner, advanced. So on this one, we're going to zoom in. She's stitching on 20 count hand-dyed Ada from her stash. So this is just fabric she already had. And she is using the called for General Arts and DMC. And it's one strand over one square. So like, I mean, it's one square over one, and it's 20 count. So really pretty. And I think, did she say she was leaving off the alphabets? Or was that something else? I think that was something else. And so we'll show it to you when she finishes it. But it's so pretty. And it's interesting because this, you don't see the variegation because it's a photo. And then you can really see the variegation here. So she's keeping all the threads the same. Oh, let me not cover that. And she's not, I mean, she's not like finished with the sign. Oh, the poll is 50-50 at changing or keeping the threads. Well, then that really helps me. That means I have to make a decision on my own. Okay, So this is Cheryl's, and then oh yes, I agree. Winter's piece is so beautiful. Thank you, Susan. I'll let Cheryl know. And so I'm going to show you my frame finishes. So this is month to month, November, framed. And this one, I just picked a very simple frame. It is pale gray gingham fabric. 14 count. And then this one is Thanksgiving Petites by Little House Needleworks. And this is the one where Jordan sprayed it with the antique spray by Primitive Gatherings. I used the called for Classic Colorworks, and the fabric I started with was 14 count Sandstone Ada by Witchell. Of course, it looks totally different because Jordan sprayed it, and we did show it in a video. And then for their faces, I used Perfect Pie Crust because the called for color didn't show up on my fabric. And I'm not sure, I like the frame, but it is very rustic for me. Like, it's very, I'm not sure where this is going to go, because this is kind of one of those, like, it started out good, and now it doesn't look Kimberly at all. It looks way, this is a little too, I probably should have picked a frame that wasn't so rustic. And then last year, I finished Sunflower Sampler by Heart and Hand, and I love the frame on this one. So this one, it comes with the little button. This is the little bird button. And I stitched on 25 count Oatmeal by Lori Holt. I used the Called for Weeks Dye Works and Called for Gentle Arts. It was part of Sunflower September. And I just took a while to, take it to the framer, and then I took a while to pick it up from the framer because I just was pretty busy. Okay, so 51% say keep them the same and 48% change them. That's pretty, I've never had a poll that tight. So, and then this one, I did go ahead and put the library cards on, and on that I will always put kind of the date I stitched it, the designer, my name, the fabric, and the floss. And that way, for example, on the one that I'm going to redo, the red one that I just showed you, if, like on this, I have Denise to look it up. But if I didn't, I just have to walk to my closet, turn it over, and it will tell me what thread I used. And so that kind of keeps me where I know, because I can't remember what I do. So that's why I use the library card, is to keep myself in line and remembering. And then also part of Sunflower September, I stitched the ABC by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this I also stitched on 14 count pale gray gingham. It was, she calls for DMC, and I didn't make any changes on the thread. And I like that my framer does the wire so that you can, once you hang it on the wall, you can kind of move it around to get it straight. And then our Christmas Time Mystery Stitch Along from 2022, I had framed. And I did ask the framer to leave an inch, which I've never done. And the reason why is this red is not 100% perfect match to this red, but I really wanted a red frame. So by giving it a lot of space around, I was able to use a red frame. Okay, so that's all my frame finishes. I'm going to answer questions, and then we'll go through other stuff. Susan asks, what needle do you use to sew on the buttons? None of mine will go through. Okay, you have to get a really skinny one. So you would get like a size 28 needle, and like a Bowen, just a thin, or they make needles for beading. You can use that. But definitely agree, you definitely need a skinnier needle. Would Vintage Country Cream 14 count work for the stackables? It could. It might be a little yellow for it. And it might not work with the white threads we have picked. Is there a gingham cloth in 28 count? We'll add that as a follow-up question to next week, and that will be part of, you'll see what we have some follow-ups from last week that we come back and answer your questions. I missed the count on the piece chart. 20 count, 1/1. How do I attach the library cards? Sticky dots. So let me show you. I'll show you. We use sticky dots. You could use double-sided Scotch tape from Office Depot. So to keep the card in, let's see, to keep the card in, we keep this so that I can easily, it's a washi tape so I can easily take it in and out. But I use the sticky dots, so there's the sticky dots. And it does, I mean, it's not coming off. So I just use 2 sticky dots, one at the top and one at the bottom. But you could use, I mean, you could tape it down if you wanted. You could even, I mean, nobody's going to see it. It's more, the reason they're called library cards is because it is like a library resource of what you did. And I am very forgetful. If you know me in real life, I can't remember anything ever. I'm really bad at remembering details. Now, I'll never be late anywhere and I'll always show up, but fine details, that's not my thing anymore. Creative Country Girl says, oh, a quilting question. Is the Aunt Grace Basket of Blocks of the Month offered as a book? I prefer the purchase of the actual book. Okay, that was a book that was published years ago. It's out of print and now available as PDF. But I am sure if you Google or go to Etsy or somewhere, you can find an old copy of it. Or eBay, at one time it was a physical book. What needle are you using now? I've been using the Heritage 26 count. I'm waiting for more to come in stock. They ran out of the needle material, but should be coming soon. Please tell us about the tags on my project bags. Oh, these are new. So they come in 3 colors, red, blue, and gray. And they're like luggage tags, but we did them because I have so many bags. I literally right now have, not including everything, I have 28 projects open right now. 28. I don't know. I have to have this so I know what to give Denise and what not to give Denise when I come to work every day. And it helps me when I'm running out on a Saturday for a basketball game. I always take stuff to stitch. So it tells me, it just saves me time opening the bags. Would all 4 City Valentines fit on one piece of the Kimberly's light pink? Can I see the patterns real quick and I can tell you quick? Okay, got your calculator ready? Sorry. Okay, 56 times 4 plus 20 for give, divided by 14.
17.5.
And it's how wide? It's like 30 inches.
30 inches.
Yes, perfect. You just have to go across the long side. Yes. Ooh. Math. Math wins today. Cheryl Warkowski, what grunge was used for February stackables? So I will show you how, I'll tell you, but I'll show you, I'll just tell you. On the back, we put it, so it is 30150-60. So it's called Grunge Basics Blue. Jan says, signing off, getting ready for my retirement cruise around the Hawaiian Islands. Plan to get a lot of stitching done. Aloha. Oh, have fun. Please, okay. Pat Andrews, is there a good way to mark stitches counted in the long stretches? Some people, okay. You could use like a needle, like a counting needle to hold it. I just would be very wary of using a marking pen. You know, you could use a friction pen and then iron it later to erase. I would just be a little scared to do that. If I have never stitched on linen but want to try, what is a good brand and count? Okay, so that's a great question. February will be our Stitchy Talk, and we're going to talk about linen and even weave, and we're going to cover that there because Cheryl is going to give us some pointers on which linen she recommends to start. Oh, March. So we're going to talk about that in March. Maybe next week I can give you a tip. I will ask Cheryl. That will be one of our follow-up questions for next week. I have only stitched on linen maybe once. Will I be revealing what the upcoming pattern looks like for stitching seasons? No, but I have something to show you that we can just show you now. So this is spring. This is completely sold out. So see how big it is? So this is how your package will look. Oh my gosh, this bag is so cute. It has the little sticker, and I'm gonna give you a little tease. Now we can go to the top. That's all you get. So this is completely sold out. This is spring, and we do have it labeled on here like it's gonna say spring, summer, fall on the little sticker. And the next one, I don't know if Priscilla has designed it yet, so I will tease it at some point when she gives it to me. When is February Stackables being sent out? Beginning of February, I think February 5th. What size needle does Cheryl use? 28. And she likes the Edmar 28s. Okay, so now I'm going to do some follow-up items. And so what we're starting to do is, you know, sometimes you ask questions that I don't know the answers of. So, and sometimes I give you the wrong answers. So we always do corrections. So this is correction number 1. Okay. So last week we got a question. And someone said, does Vintage Country Mocha come in 16 count? And I said yes. And Cheryl told me after live stream it doesn't. So we don't know why it's not made in 16 count. No idea. So I thought I would correct myself and then show you the colors it does come in. So it's available in 14 count, 20 count. And you can tell they look a little bit different, and that's because they're on different material. 25 count, 27 count Linda, 28 count Cashel, 40 count Newcastle, and it's also available in 18 count and is it 32 also? Mm-hmm. 18 and 32 count, but they're out of stock and on order. So we've got 14, 20, 25, 27, 28, 40. Oh, I have to read from the screen. Sorry. Let me tell you, this is 100% correct, so I don't screw up. It's available in 14 count, 18 count, 20 count. Those are Ada. It's available in 25 count Lugana, 27 count Linda, 28 count linen, 32 count Lugana and 32 count linen, 36 count linen, and 40 count linen. So we are going to have all of them. This is just what's in stock today. Now, just so you're curious, if you ever get a bag like this from Fat Quarter Shop, we hand cut this in-house. So, just a fun fact. So I am so sorry it is not available in 16 count. We don't know why. But then I wanted to show you, and these are all different sizes. Okay, this one right here was cut by Yarn Tree, just so you know, because it's a 1 yard. And it has a different sticker, that's how you know. Another question we got recently was about Nurge hoops. Okay. So the Nurge hoops come in 4 colors. I'm going to show you the colors in a second. But there's pink, natural brown, lilac, and pastel blue. Within all of those colors, there's a 3.75 by 4.3, 5.7 by 6.5, and 7.7 by 8.7. Now, why those are weird is because those are in metrics, and we're not on the metric system. We're on the, I don't know, we're on some other system in America. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody in this room knows. These are made in Turkey. They ship to us from the UK. They take a long time to arrive. So we just got a shipment in. As soon as we sell through, we order it every 2 weeks. So this is pink. And if I'm not showing the size, that means we're sold out just for today. So this is the lilac. Pastel blue. And I mean, there's a front side and yeah, it's in millimeters. That's why. And we're in inches over here in America. Stitching season ships beginning of February 3rd. And this is the natural brown. It looks a little bit yellow on the screen, but in person it is brown. So I wanted to talk about these hoops because Cheryl loves them, and I've mentioned them a couple times. Now, to be completely honest, I've never used them. So this is everything I'm about to read you is from Cheryl. Cheryl did the research for you guys. So the reason she likes these so much, and I'm going to show you some examples, is she thinks this is a very great price point and very affordable. This is easy to tighten. It will keep your fabric taut just like a Q-snap. So she thinks this is the most similar hoop to a Q-snap. But the main thing she likes is that they are a rectangular shape. So I'm going to show you an example. This is something she's stitching right now. Is this Prairie Schooler? Yes. Prairie Schooler. And we'll show you more details on that later because the point of this is just to show you. So she likes that it's rectangular because if you're stitching, you get more than the circle. So you get more for this, like you get more stitching area, but it's also easier for her it's easier to hold if you have a bigger piece than if you have a smaller piece. So she thinks and this is a Morgan hoop, which is also very popular, and we sell a ton of these also. So this is just a Cheryl review. She thinks this is the closest to the Q-snap, and it will keep it taut. So I'm going to hoop one and just show you, and I stitch in hand, so I don't use a hoop, but I know some of you do. So we're just giving you Cheryl's review. Now Cheryl, she stitches everything in a hoop. So when you look at her work versus mine, hers is much more meticulous, and her stitches are flatter because she stitches in a hoop. So we're going to take one of the Vintage Country Mochas and just hoop it up real quick. Oh, Nadine says USA is on the Imperial measuring system. That's what I would know if I would have gone to a high school that was good, but I went to not. Okay, so I unwound it. It's real easy, and if you have like, it's not going to be hard, and it's not like if you have arthritis, it's not going to be hard. And then I just remembered one other thing that Cheryl told me to say. So usually when you hoop, it's better to do it on a flat surface. And then what you can do here before you can pull your fabric. And if you want it tighter, you just pull more. And then it's going to stay tight. And you can, the more you pull it, the tighter it is. Another thing that Cheryl likes about it is if you're stitching in rows. For example, it's easier, you can put it this way. But if your row is going a different way, you can put it this way instead of this way. So that's our review on Nerge hoops. Made in Turkey, ships to us from the UK, and you can try them out if you want. Our flash sale for today is Cake Whisks, by Hands On Design. There are 3 of these total, but this is the only one that's on sale today. And then I'm going to talk about the what's new. The one thing we already talked about is all of our It's So Emma patterns in the future will be releasing as PDFs the same day as paper. That makes it easier for people who want to do stitch-alongs and people overseas. Tiny Modernist has a new pattern called Valentine Signs. This is really cute. Jan Hicks Creates has Spring Holiday Smalls and Vintage Christmas Alphabet 1. Now, Jan Hicks, you get the paper pattern for a couple of months, and then she'll eventually offer it as a PDF after a little bit of time. The 2 new Stitching with the Housewives we showed earlier are our Love Story and City Valentines 3. And I can tell you right now, if I put this up in my house, Kevin will be making all kinds of jokes because he thinks he's funny. So this will not, I'm not showing them where this is so that I don't want to hear his jokes. He thinks he's funny. We had to tell him the other day, we were like, you're like such a dad. You have such bad dad jokes. Was this a customer request? Okay, so this was a customer request. So this is a Weeks Dye Works linen in 30 count, and the color is Tin Roof. And just wanted to show it to you. And just to tell you, when Weeks Dye Works dyes, they dye the thread and their fabric with the same dye. And so it's similar, but of course not the same, since it's a different, you know, you're dyeing on cotton thread and linen fabric. So that was just something new, and it's pretty big. I mean, it's a 1 yard piece. It's huge. Oh, and then we finally got our new Hands On Design patterns. These are so cute. So this is Snow on the Ground, the Winter Basket, and Mad for Plaid. Now this is the first, right? And then these are the future ones. And we did order these boxes right here from Chantel. I don't think they've arrived yet. So maybe we can check on that today. And I think that she paints them. I don't think they come painted. I think they come white. But we don't know yet because we haven't received them. But we do have this ordered. And really cute. I'm kind of thinking about making them. This one. And I always love her baskets. Always love her baskets. And then, I don't know what that says, but it's definitely words around it. And then Waxy Moon Designs has Valentine Littles. So it's got like foxes, owls, a skunk, an angel, swans, and a bear. And then the shepherd is part 3 in the Snowman Collector. And I love his jacket because it's got the little quilt stuff on it. Oh, and then I wanted to give a thank you. I got this yesterday from Goose Designs, and she made this using Lori Holt's brand new calico. So thank you so much for sending that to me. That is great. I use her bags all the time. And thank you to her. Okay, this is going to be our giveaway, but I'm going to answer a couple of questions first. What is Linda? Is it Aida or linen? It's an even weave, 100% cotton, and it's similar to Monaco. That's all. I've never stitched on it, but I know that Chelsea and Priscilla have, and on the only reason I know is I watched their video and they said they liked it. So, do you know Prairie School Santa 2023 will come out? You know, I don't, but what happens with that company is every Thursday they send us a newsletter, and we go through it every week, and as soon as it comes out, we'll order it, I promise. Diane says she's probably asked this question before. She's traveling back home from a cross trip and don't have my notes. What is the picture on your top left shelf by the picture? What? Kaleidoscope. So that is Kaleidoscope. That is Barn Star Sampler. And Barn Sweet Barn. And that one, just to note, I should have showed it today. I'm also going to stitch February Barn Sweet Barn during Be Mine, and it's also going to be part of Be Mine. So there's 28 days, I think, in February, and I have 20 things to stitch. I don't know how I'm going to do it all, but I am. Sean DeRay asks, is there a right and wrong way of stitching on a hoop? I recently heard about stitching on the well or dipped side rather than the drum side for cleanliness. Have you heard of this? So this is the drum side. This is the dipped side. And Cheryl stitches with the drum on top. Now, there are things called grind guards. We actually sell them. We have a white one. I can't remember, what's the name of it? Grind guard. Yeah, so we sell a grind guard and it's white. And you can put it around this. And that is for cleanliness. Now, I think that's probably also personal preference too, but this is what Cheryl does, so. Do you use, or what is the purpose of using a ball tip or milliner's needles? Ball tip I've tried, and I couldn't really, I had a hard time finding the holes in it. I know that Chelsea uses it sometimes. I haven't tried Milner's. I think really needles is all a personal preference. Looking online on Reddit, because I love Reddit, a lot of people love Bowen, a lot of people like Tulip. Those get the best reviews. Cheryl loves Edmar. I've been using Heritage since Pat Carson's are gone. I think it's just everybody likes something different. I like my eye to be easy to thread so that I don't shred my thread. If the eye of the needle is too skinny, I feel like my thread will kind of shred. And I like my point to be blunt but not sharp. Rhonda says, dang, you ladies are fast. Just went to order Hands on Design, 3 left, added to cart, and they're gone. Oh, we'll order more. We order a lot of those too. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. We ordered a lot of those. Okay, maybe I'll have to order more next time. Okay, so our giveaway for this week is 3 people are going to win a Sweetheart Ornament pattern, thread pack, and library card pack. You have until Sunday, January 29th to enter. We're going to pick 3 winners next Monday. And to enter the giveaway, we have to comment and let me know which one of these is your favorite. And that'll be great to know. And also, you could also comment and let us know what other ornaments you'd like to see in the future, because that will help us with our designing. I do know we're currently working on July 4th, and I think after that we haven't decided. I hope all of you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.